Okay, if you've been online at all lately, or heck, even just walked outside, you've seen it. It's this look, right? It's so specific and so everywhere that it's sparked one single question all over the internet. So today, we're gonna break down the uniform male aesthetic.
And there it is. That's the one. That's the question that launched 1,000 memes and honestly a pretty real cultural investigation. Why does every guy look like this? You've definitely seen it, and I bet you've thought it. And it might feel like just a funny observation, but it's actually the key to unlocking this massive trend we're about to get into.
No, seriously, just picture it for a second. The hair, the oversized everything, you see it in coffee shops, on campus, and all over your feed. You've seen the pattern, and now we're going to explain the system that's making it happen.
Right, so let's be super clear here. This question going viral is no accident. It's basically a mirror reflecting back a reality that so many of us are noticing at the exact same time. It's way more than a meme. It's like we're all part of this huge real-time investigation into our own culture.
But look, before we can even get into the why of it all, we gotta agree on what it is we're all seeing. So first things first, let's decode the look.
The formula is actually surprisingly specific. It almost always starts with the hair, right? That classic middle part, kind of like the 90s curtain thing. Then you've got the whole silhouette, a big oversized top flowing into some really baggy pants. And it's all held down, literally, by the foundation of the look, the chunky sneaker. I mean, you see it now, right? It's a uniform.
And here's the really interesting part. This is not random. It is a formula. And because it's a formula, it can be copied, it can be taught, and man, can it spread fast. Things don't get this uniform by accident. There's a system at play here.
Which, of course, brings us to the engine that's driving this entire thing. This look didn't just get popular by word of mouth. Oh no. It got a massive boost from an incredibly powerful machine, the algorithmic echo chamber. Now, we usually talk about echo chambers with stuff like news or politics, right? But what's key here is that the exact same thing happens with style. The algorithms on places like TikTok and Instagram, they learn what you like, what you pause on, and then they just feed you more and more of it. So if you like one video of a guy with the middle part, get ready. Your entire feed is about to look like that.
And this whole process usually follows these 4 steps. First, a style starts out small, somewhere niche. Then, and this is the game changer, it gets the algorithmic boost. The platform's AI decides it's hot stuff and just blasts it out to millions of people. That leads to mass adoption by pretty much everyone, and finally, saturation. All of a sudden, it's not a trend anymore, it's just how guys dress.
So the algorithm is the how. That makes sense, but it's only half the story. We still have to ask the much deeper why. What is it about us, about people, that makes the system work so well? And that's where we get into the psychology of it all.
Okay, so deep down, we all have this little mental shortcut called social proof. It's super powerful. Basically, when we're not sure what to do, like, say, what's cool to wear right now, we look around to see what everyone else is doing for clues. When you apply that to fashion, it's simple. Wow, thousands of cool-looking people online are dressed this way. That must be a safe, correct choice for me too. It's a very human need for validation.
And this really gets to the heart of this constant tug-of-war we all feel inside. On one side, you have this deep need to belong, to be part of the group. And on the other, you have the desire to be a unique individual. The fact that a uniform like this can take over so completely, well, it suggests that right now, for a lot of people, the scale is tipping hard towards the safety and comfort of just fitting in.
Okay, so we've looked at the what, the how, and the why. We've got the look, the algorithm that spreads it, and the psychology that makes us want it. But what's the big picture? What does this all really tell us about where we are right now?
Well, if there is one thing to really take away from all this, it's this. Trends are never, ever just about the clothes. They're like a map of what we're all thinking and feeling. I mean, think about this uniform. It's comfy, it's pretty low risk, and it's easy to copy. Maybe, just maybe, it's the perfect visual armor for a generation trying to navigate a pretty anxious and complicated world. Which kind of leaves us with one last big question. We started by asking, why does every guy look like this? But perhaps the real question, the one that's a lot more interesting, is this. In a world that gives us infinite choices for who we can be, why do we so often choose to look the same?